Alright, you guys, so again, we're still trying to prove if these quadrilaterals are in fact parallelograms or if they're lying to our faces, and they're not. Okay, so on this one we have some angles marked, so let's think about what angle properties did we talk about in those 6 conditions that will prove to us if this is a parallelogram or not. You guys are too cool for school. That's correct. Okay, so remember, in a parallelogram, or in a quadrilateral, if we see that opposite angles are in fact congruent, that means this is a parallelogram. Okay, but this one's not completely straightforward because if you see here, we know that these two opposite angles are congruent, but we don't know if the full angle here is congruent to the full angle here. Okay, so we have a bit of a conundrum right now. So maybe, just maybe, if I could show that these two entire angles were congruent, then I could prove that 2 pairs of opposite angles are congruent, which means this is in fact a parallelogram. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to break this parallelogram up into 2 triangles. There's one right there and one right there. Okay, so if we look at the 2 triangles, I know that these 2 angles in the triangles are congruent, and I know that these 2 angles in the triangle are also congruent. Okay, so if I know that these 2 angles in the triangle are congruent, what does that mean about the 3rd angle? Well, let's see here. So I'm just going to assign some values to these just so it kind of makes a little bit more sense. Now, these are not necessarily the values of the angles, but I think it'll kind of help you see what's going on in the picture. So here, let's just say that this angle is, I don't know, let's say that this one is 50 degrees, if I can write, which means that this one's 50 degrees. And I don't know, let's say the orange angle is 40 degrees. Why not? Alright, so the orange angle, let's say it's 40 degrees. Or I don't know, I guess maybe 60. It doesn't really matter. So we're just pretending for now. So if I look at this triangle, what do all the angles in a triangle add up to equal? Holy hot dog, they do all add up to be 180. Okay, so that's 60 and that's 50. 60 plus 50 is 110, and 110 subtracted from 180 is 70. So that would mean that this one has to be 70 degrees. Alright, and same thing with this one. Here's another triangle. Holy hot dog, right? So all the angles in a triangle have to be 180. So that's 60 and that's 50. That's 110 degrees. And 110 degrees subtracted from 180 is 70 degrees. So now let's figure out what the entire angle would be and see if they're congruent. Because if they are, that means that opposite angles are congruent. So let's see here. So I know, let's see, oh, sorry, I'm deciding what color I want to use. Okay, so the whole angle right here is going to be 60 plus 70, which is 130. And the whole angle here is 70 plus 60, which is 130. Do you guys see that opposite angles are congruent? These 2 are congruent, and these 2 are congruent. So that means that this is, in fact, a parallelogram because we have 2 pairs of opposite angles that are congruent. Yay, we're excited. We love it when it's a parallelogram. So this one is yes with a smiley face because we're excited. So yes, exclamation point, and a happy face. And it's a parallelogram because opposite angles are congruent. Opposite angles are in fact congruent. And bam, this problem is now donezo.